Hi, everybody. My name is Marcellus Green, and this is a recap on Music Talk 10 that I put out a couple of nights ago, or well, a couple of days ago, actually. It's about maybe 6 minutes after midnight. I want to touch on a couple of things I might have said because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm trying not to do that because that's not what it's about. And I was talking about musicians not wanting to get together. Well, and that may not be the case, but I just want to recap and I want to touch base on the commitment part and the consistency part. As far as when I say consistency, it's like a lot of times I don't even start doing my recordings until after 11 o'clock at night, but that's because it's my brain is more clear, and I don't have noise around me and other things. And I'm a late person myself, so I don't go to bed early anyway. I may go to bed at 2, 3 in the morning, and that's every night. But first of all, before we get started, do you all remember this thing right here? This is called RM1X by Yamaha. This takes me back to my days when there's a reason why they used to call me a MIDI guru back in the day in a few of the stores and few of my clients and my friends. Well, that's because I used to do a lot of MIDI stuff back in the day. Matter of fact, this machine is probably, I'm going to say 25, 30 years old. I think it's that old. I know it's at least 20 plus years old. But this was a nice machine. It's called a sequencer or sequence remixer. Right now, our dolls are known as sequencers. They're soft copies of sequences, music software. This is a hardware version, but this is an old machine, and it had some nice stuff in it. Plus, you could program it. It had a 32-track recorder built in it, so it was pretty good. Now, I'm not talking about hard disk recording. We're talking about MIDI recording, MIDI sequencing. Um, yeah, I remember back in the day when I used to mess with this thing. I haven't turned this thing on. I haven't turned it on in probably 2 or 3 years, but it's okay. I just dusted it off before we did this show, and I'm gonna show you why sequences became so popular. Um, and you could do stuff like this. Oh yeah, I used to like that, and I used to love that you could program from A through P. You could program all these buttons right here. I used to like that, and had this thing cutting up. You could take mixes of MIDI files and remix them, and that's the cool thing about it. And I used to like this part right here. Um, Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna give you one more change, and then we're gonna talk. Okay. And again, timing is a mother. Timing is everything. Now, all these young folks today, they're using software-based programs to do stuff like this. That's why you have to sometimes get into the history of recording, the history of making beats, the history of making music. Um, this machine still can rival or beat the software that is used today. The main one of the programs we some of the younger folks are using today, they use Fruity Loops, and then there's software based um, music beat producing programs out there. One that's popular is called Contact. Contact, they even have a keyboard for using Contact software. But this thing was pretty neat, and among other ones I have like it. Touch bases on the other day on the Music Talk 10. There's a lot of times you can't take, or I can't take, things so personal. There's no reason to get uptight because you have to do so many things, or you may have to do everything on your own. And that's why I wrote that song the other night. I called Imagine If. Imagine if there was no heaven. Imagine if there was nothing to look forward to. Can you depend on you? Can you make it on your own? And then that's a realistical question. Do you always need people in your life to do things with? No, I want to be able to make it on my own. And that's what the song is about. But Music Talk 10 or Music Talk 101 is just a way of me talking about some of the things that interest me and some of my personal feelings, some of my personal beliefs. Is not to step on anyone's toes. These are just things that I do. I believe in being loyal to my craft. I believe in being committed. I have to, and believe it or not, every video you see on YouTube that I do, every recording, every production, anything that has to do with audio and video, I do it all by myself. Not saying it to pat myself on the back, but I have to do everything myself if I want to get it done. I can't sit and wait, and I've tried that a few times. The only bad thing about working with others, you when you get ideas to do something and people don't show up, or if they're late or they miss a day or whatever, the idea is gone. And I'm the type of musician, I write on the fly. That's why I'm able to write so many songs. And believe it or not, I could write some songs. I could probably write a song a day if I had to. Well, actually, that's easy to do. But a couple of songs a day if I had to. The challenge is there. I always offer or extend a challenge in working with musicians. Challenge me. Let me challenge you. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if the creative mind can pump out some nice tracks. And when I say write songs, I'm not just talking about writing anything. I'm talking about stuff that people would take the time and take a few minutes out of their day or a night to listen to. I mean, what's the use of writing music if it's not sounding good to anybody? I'm not just trying to please myself. I done that back in I think back in 84, 85, back in my drinking days. I want the world to love what I'm doing. I want to love what I'm doing. I want you all to love what I'm doing. And I like listening to other people's stuff because I like all artists. I'm not going to give away some of my favorite musicians just yet because that's my biggest secret. I'll do that somewhere down the line. But again, my name is Marcellus, and this is Music Talk 101. Recap on 10. Music Talk 10. Let me see. Rewind that. And we're going to get out of here. Since we groove on this for about another 30 seconds or so, you'd add a little funky Parliament feel. See if I can get this timing right on my change. Yeah, I'm gonna put one more change in there, and we're gonna wrap this up. 2, 1, 2, 3. And I'd like to thank everybody for putting up with me and listening to my stuff. Hope everybody have a beautiful morning. looking forward to this day, Saturday the 9th. Again, it is about 12:16 a.m. Central Time. In the St. Louis metropolitan area, we like to say, peace.